That is the question running in the minds of our teams entering a brand new stage. There are favorites, there are underdogs, but here, anyone can win in the PVL qualifying rounds. Welcome to the heart of volleyball.
Juju Coronel and the Highrisers, so only winning one game in the preliminaries. They look forward to moving ahead in this new format of the All-Filipino Conference. Likewise for Vanny Gandler, they are 8-3 at the end of the preliminaries, and they also are looking for a win today. Welcome to the qualifying round of the All-Filipino Conference of the Premier Volleyball League. Double header on this Thursday afternoon right here at the Phil Sports Arena. Cignal taking on Galeries in our first game. And then the defending champions, the Cool Smashers, taking on the Chameleons, the number 1 versus the number 12 seed. That's coming up a little later on. Hi, everybody. Thank you for watching us on One Sports, One Sports Plus, and Filipinas Live. Eric Ipan, alongside Mela Tunay and Alexis Tinsay. Alexis, she's been talking to a lot of the players, and you're bearing the burden of, I guess, their attempt to be confident coming into this matchup.
Exactly. As I heard a while ago, both teams are super hungry. And I wanted to share to you, Eric and Mela, that there's a big buffet of pancit for the Cignal dugout. And for Galeries, there was super loud music. They were listening to Whitney Houston, pumping it up for today's game.
All right, so one is listening to music, the other is food trip.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Mela is still over the moon after that big win by UST yesterday against LaSalle. That's for another discussion. What are the chances today? Obviously, the Highrisers, that, you know, huge underdogs against the HD Spikers.
Well, I guess to our fans, it's better if we dive deep to our tournament format because this is the first time we're having this in the PVL, and we've been mentioning if it's uphold or upset because anyone can move over to the quarterfinals because of this qualifying round. So here makikita nyo the teams that are here right now, the top seed going up against the lower seeded teams, will play a single game, and of course the winner will advance right away. That is the easier route to the quarterfinals. Pero yung mga matatalo dito sa ating qualifying round will still participate in a play-in tournament, and in there they will also play a single round robin. Maghahati yung ating 6 losing teams dyan. Gagawin silang 2 groups, and of course yung ating top 2 teams in that single round robin format for the play-in tournament will be the 7th and 8th team who will participate in our quarterfinals. So still a long way to go. Ang dami pang mangyayari, and we didn't even notice na 32 game days have gone by. But right now, ito na nga qualifying round. Anyone can win. Pagandahan ng gising today.
Over 60 teams participating in the preliminaries. And to cut it short, I guess, you lose today, you still have one more chance to make it to the quarterfinals. As you look at the brackets, from the quarters to the semis.
So far, all our tournament, except our rounds here in this tournament format, except for today's qualifying round, are all best of 3 series or single round. So marami-rami pang games ang pagdadaanan ng ating mga teams. And again, after that semi-final round, it's also best of 3 series. Yung ating top 2 teams will advance to the finals. Best of 3 din yan. At ang ating bottom teams naman from the semi-finals. So we'll battle it off for the bronze in a best of 3 series as well.
All right, so that's a very in-depth look at it. Coach Lerma Heron intently and seriously looking at her team. They only picked up 1 win. Coach Shaq De Los Santos, obviously, he's happy at what they're doing. But we'll hear from Alexis later about some concerns from Jel Cayuna. In the meantime, the tournament bracket now, where you see the matchups, a single game, winner-take-all matchups in the qualifying round.
Dito nga makikita natin no, yung mga top-seeded teams natin will face off with the lower-seeded team. And as for today, we're looking at the Cignal HD Spikers, number 3 in the standings, going up against the Galeries Tower Highrisers, who had a 1-10 win-loss record in our eliminations.
All right, now let's talk about the skyline view. I guess we're looking at the silver lining, so to speak, of the Highrisers. They have not been able to win as many games as they would want to, but there are players who have stepped up big time, and they will rely on these two key players, Isa Jimenez, former Tigers or Golden Spiker, and Rosel Baliton, former Lady Warrior.
But you did mention Isa Jimenez and Rosel Baliton. Actually, sila yung dalawang inaasahan na rin dito sa Galeries Tower Highrisers. Look at the numbers. Jimenez, the most consistent scorer so far for the team. 110 points. That's her conference stats. Meanwhile, ito naman si Baliton. I-highlight natin yung kanyang blocks. She is currently ranked number 7 in that department with 22 blocks this conference. And she had 5 in that match against the Creamline Coal Smashers. And she was the lone spiker to have a double-digit output, and half of which are all coming from blocks.
Now we'll allow Alexis Tinsay to unload the emotions that she picked up from some of the Highrisers when you spoke to them earlier.
Exactly, Eric and Mela. I went to one of the scoring anchors of Galeries, Isa Jimenez, and tears fell down her cheek when I asked her a question. Proud ka ba sa performance mo for the preliminaries? And also, she said she's so proud of what the team has done in the prelims, but she said with her heart, there's so much longing and so much frustration that she thinks she could have done so much more. And she said that's the mindset of the Galeries Tower Highrisers. They are hungrier than ever. They want to prove themselves, right, that they do have the capability, because as we saw in their last game, lalamangan nila yung Creamline, the defending champions, in one set. And they said if they could have put in 100% more effort and more work, then they could have a different result as to what they are seeing in the past few games.
Well, they picked up one win, at least for the All-Filipino Conference. They beat the Capital team in 3 sets. So that's something to help them propel along in the qualifying round. In the meantime, for the HD Spikers, it's been a different season without Ces Molina, without Mavi Pineses, but they've been able to be seeded number 3 coming into the qualifying round.
Actually, Eric, apart from the two that you mentioned, they lost a lot more contributors for the Cignal HD Spikers. But I guess the reason why they are still number 3 right now is because they have the heart and soul here. So you can see on your screens, Kayuna and Katindig. Also, chart toppers, number 1 in setting number 3 and serving, talking about Jel Kayuna. And ito namang si Don Katindig, number 1 in digging. So I think them being the anchor of the team, their leadership, their stability, allowed the rest of the players to still shine. I mean, we're seeing a different Ishi Lalong Isip right now. And even the former stars in ito sila Doria Aquino, sila Acuña, still managed to shine in their games despite their key losses. So I think we have these two to credit also on those success.
All right, now for more about the HD Spikers, let's send you back over to Alexis Tinsay.
Eric and Mela, is it funny to say that Jel Kayuna stands for gelling? And you think with their core members intact, you think they don't need any more gelling. But sabi ni Jel Kayuna, it's a brand new round. She wants to orchestrate surprising plays para sa mga kalaban nila. In order to do that, the teams that they're not up against, syempre, kailangan they won't capitalize on the unforced error. So she said if they keep on scrambling on the court, there's a bit of miscommunication. She said they have to keep an eagle eye on not allowing these errors for them. And with that, sabi nga niya, together with everyone else, people might think they're not the underdog, they're the established team. As much as they've accomplished a lot, they're coming in today's game not as the dominant team, but as simply Cignal. And for them, it's their mindset for today's game, going in simply and trying to win as quickly as possible. So with that, I'm just so happy because no matter where the conference takes us, we have our PVL fans at home here in the PhilSports Arena, and we'd love to interact with you via the Pilipinas Live app. We have a question for today's game. Which team will pop out and power in more attacks? Again, the question is which team will pop out and power in more attacks? Don't forget to use the hashtag PVL2025.
Well, the first meeting was a 3-set win for Cignal. Can they deliver another high-definition performance, or will Galeries rise high today and make it to the qualifying round in the next one? All right, set number 1 coming up when we return right here on your Cignal TV channels.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
Hey Don, hear me out. I want to improve on my patience, syempre, as a player and as an ate inside the court.
I believe naman na na-improve ko yung patience ko as a player and syempre dahil nakita ko yung effect nito, pagpapatuloy ko lang siya ngayong.
I think our team can improve on more team chemistry and more intensity.
Mag-improve naman yung team chemistry namin. Siguro with current challenges for the team, I guess yun pa rin talaga yung challenge namin na haharapin. Na mabuo pa rin yung chemistry kung sino man yung nasa loob mo.
I promise that I will have more patience and try to guide the team more inside the court. Huwag ka lang magsasawa sa ginagawa mo and patuloy mo lang pagtiyagaan, and alam ko naman you're always doing your best and continue lang, patuloy-tuloy.
Thank you for that. Talagang kailangan pa ng more patience and tuloy-tuloy lang talaga. Kung ano man na challenges na dumating, tuloy-tuloy lang. And syempre, yun nga, I always tell myself to give it my best para walang regrets. Thank you, Don, from the past.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the PhilSports Arena in Pasig and the 2025 season All-Filipino Conference of the Premier Volleyball League, the heart of volleyball. We are now in the second phase of the tournament, the qualifying round, where teams will play each other based on their ranking after the preliminary round. The winners of this round will move on to the playoffs, and the losers still get another chance to qualify during the play-in tournament. For match number 67, let us welcome our Galeries Tower Highrisers and their challengers, currently third ranked, our Cignal HD Spikers. Presenting our officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Angelo Hao, AVC International Referee Candidate. Second referee, Mr. Joffer Educado, National Referee. Let us welcome our starting lineup from our Galeries Tower Highrisers. Let's begin with jersey number 2, Jewel Encarnacion. At number 3, Isabel Jamie Jimenez. Wearing jersey number 12, Rosel Baliton. At number 13, France Elise Ronquillo. Number 14, Andrea Marzan. And number 18, Julia Cyril Coronel. Starting libero is their team captain, number 16, Alyssa Eroa. And head coach, Miss Lerma Giron. Presenting our Cignal HD Spikers. Let's begin with jersey number 2, Rosalind Doria Aquino. At number 5, Vanessa Gandler. Wearing jersey number 6, Maria Rochelle Lalong Isip. At number 9, Judith Abil. Wearing jersey number 11, Jacqueline Acuna. And number 22, Maria Angelica Cayuna. Starting libero is their team captain, number 16, Dawn Nicole Katindig. Head coach, Mr. Cesael, Coach Shaq De Los Santos. This match is under the supervision and regulation
So Coach Lerma Heron tweaking the starting lineup a little bit, including Lalong Isip, beg your pardon, including Jewel Encarnacion and Coronel in the starting lineup. They came off the bench in their previous game. And meantime, not a surprise for the starting lineup of Coach Shaq. It's the same suspects, so to speak, as they try to barge into the quarterfinals with a win here today against Galeries.
Let's not forget that the Galeries Tower Highrisers, they had that threat on winning over Creamline in their last match, that second set. But luckily for Creamline, they came alive and took that set, stole that set from the Galeries Tower Highrisers. Pero si Coach Shaq maninigurado dito with his solid starters.
Abil with a short pass as we kick things off in the opening set. Manny Gandler, there's Coronel with the dig, Ronquillo. And Katindig. Another first of her many excellent digs today. Coronel sets it up, Ronquillo. There's a block touch.
Ronquillo actually also came off the bench in that last match against Creamline, but she's also one of the top scorers, the second in fact, for the Galeries Tower Highrisers next to Jimenez.
Another bad first ball for the HD Spikers. Gandler will push it and find a way to score.
Vanny Gandler scoring off that power tip, using the hands of the blockers from the opposite side. She and Abil didn't actually have the chance to switch for 2 rotations, but still getting a point in that last hit.
Coming off a 15-point performance against the Chargers, she scored 17 against the Highrisers in the preliminaries. Gandler pops it up. Lalong Isip. Jimenez. Cayuna gets the first touch, so this is going to be an easy over for the HD Spikers. A great floor defense by both teams so far. Lalong Isip bounces it off the block. Abil on a cross-court hit. Longest rally so far of the set. Gandler keeps it alive. Another easy over. Combination play. Jimenez finally putting a nice finishing touch to that rally.
I actually covered their game last match and they didn't have any combination plays like this. Look at that perfect height for Jimenez. She was ready for that second tempo attack. And what a way to end that long rally. Of course, Cignal, also known as the top digging team in the PVL right now. Dapat sumabay dyan ang Galeries, especially with Eroa on the helm for them.
Encarnacion gets her first point of the game.
Jewel Encarnacion also had a lot of impact in that last match. She scored 5 points in just 2 rotations. So this is welcome development for Coach Lerma to inject her in this game.
And only played in 1 set. Only in the 3rd set. Lalong Isip. Another great dig on the coverage by Katindig. Encarnacion off another combination play. Marzan picking up a few blockers as we send it courtside to Alexis Tinsay.
Eric and Mela, for Vanny Gandler and the HD Spikers, it's transparency that is the best policy for Vanny. She's expecting everyone to be talking about everything on and off the court. They are not waiting for the perfect timing to talk things through, be it adjustments, emotions, and errors. Even if they're not training, you can simply come up to a member to talk things through to prepare for the next match. For Jackie Acuna, another attacker shining for Coach Shaq. Bakbakan daw ang hinahanap niya sa court. It's the next round already. There should be no holding back. That is how much they desire the qualifying round. Let's see if they can snatch here or if the Highrisers can cause the upset in high definition. Now there's a timeout for Cignal. Let's listen in.
Coach Shaq De Los Santos forced to call a timeout after the Highrisers scored 4 straight points. And an early hole for the HD Spikers, down 5-1 here in the opening set. Franz Ronquillo played for FEU under George Pascua. That was a long time ago. Also tried out for UST back in the day. Cayuna sets it up. Lalong isip, that was a low set. Forced to push it with 2 hands. There's a lefty from Encarnacion. And Aquino finally stops the run of the Highrisers.
Great response from the players after that timeout by Coach Shaq. And this is a connection that has been built throughout the years. That Aquino-Cayuna connection.
Aquino coming off a 12-point performance that included 3 blocks as well against the Chargers. Very short pass. Encarnacion, tough chase for Lalong Isip, but she gets to it. Another chance ball here. The third one for the Highrisers. Marzan drills that one in.
Ganda ng nagiging palitan dito ng rallies because of the duo that both team has. Look at Eroa and Coronel connecting to allow that middle hit to happen for Marzan. Pero dito rin sa kabila, of course, Katindig and Cayuna, whom we featured earlier on top of the coverage, also doing wonders for Cignal.
Nice deceptive play for Lalong Isip by Cayuna.
It was a great set by Jel Cayuna. She just knows the type of sets, the distance, the height that her spikers want.
Which is why she is the 2023 best center in the AFC, All-Filipino Conference. Judith Abil making her return to the PVL after missing the league for quite some time. Jimenez with a push. Back row for Gandler. Eroa pops it up. Baliton. Another long rally, running attack for Acuna, and that is gone.
And this is gonna be something we'll expect this afternoon dahil even Coronel, maagang ini-involve yung mga middles but Cayuna also activating itong si Acuna after Doria has had a couple of points also from the previous rotation.
A 3-1 run stops there for the HD Spikers. Service fault, the first one of the match coming from Judith Abil.
The Galeries Tower Highrisers continuing to have the lead here, 3 points over Cignal. At ito yung sinasabi natin na anyone can win kasi pagandahan ang gising dito. And like we said, if you win this qualifying round, you automatically go to the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, yung mga matatalo naman will have to go through the longer route.
Spike of the set brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng bayan. Second point for Acuna. She is the top scorer right now for the HD Spikers. Great pass by Encarnacion, gets it back. Is rejected.
That is an easy block there for the duo of Cayuna and Acuna. Take a look at that again. Andun na sa pwesto Even Acuna didn't even move.
First block on Cayuna, brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. On 2 for Coronel. And that save is no good from Gandler. The point takes us to our first technical timeout here. 8-6. Highrisers on top by 2 against the HD Spikers.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube
Arena Plus, Astigsa Sports. Welcome to the start of the qualifying round. The first time this format has been implemented by the PVL, which gives a lot more teams, a lot more chances to make it to the quarterfinals, and obviously more games for the fans to watch and enjoy. Jackie Acuna with a couple of points. Lalong Isip with 1 so far.
So far for Cignal, it's been the middles have been doing an impact here at the early part of the first set. And why not? That's where they have an advantage. Like you mentioned, Acuna, top scorer yan for Cignal ngayon.
And she's getting a lot more touches because of her effectivity. But Gandler, very active in the middle.
You see the players retaining their focus after trailing against the Galeries Tower Highrisers. On the other side naman, Coronel also changing the pace because previously it was Fen M. Nas who started for a couple of matches for Coach Lerma. Pero now we're seeing a different pace for the Highrisers.
24-year-old Jackie Acuna played for NU. Before that, she also played for Lyceum. And quick point, no rally as Encarnacion is the top scorer for the Highrisers with 4.
Very productive afternoon for Jul Encarnacion. Great swing there using the hands of the blockers. Unfortunately for Cignal, wala si Don to go for the second touch.
Baliton with the serve. There is Katindig back on the floor. Gandler. Good defense by Encarnacion. Here comes Ronquillo, block. Baliton for coverage. You don't hear that very often. Jimenez, Abil with a great dig. A push by Gandler, goes outside.
Eh, makikita mo na wrong contact dun si Vanny, although she had the right intention, targeting the end line for that power tip, but just a little problem with the execution. Very consistent Highrisers so far. They have maintained the lead since the start of this match.
Good looking serve, just outside for Baliton, but barely.
Just a couple of inches outside the line, but Judith Abil leading that serve really well.
Jel Cayuna, 19 excellent sets, 6 points in their last game. Very short pass. Coronel diving to get it in play. Katindig pops it up. Aquino with a point.
A very smart move from Jel Cayuna. Alam niya na galing sa scramble tong defense ng Galeries. Pabalik pa lang si Coronel, doon niya inabot sa B-Quick. And of course, Doria Aquino left with just 1 blocker.
Already with 2 points. Doria Aquino, nice pass by Encarnacion. Marzan, yes!
The Juju Coronel replicating the efforts of Cayuna and activating the middle. You know, their middles weren't as engaged last match. It was mainly the wingers. And the reason as to why Baliton scored 10 points was because yun nga yung kalahati galing sa blocks.
Yep. And there's an ace as well. So 5 blocks, 1 ace. Only 4 attacks for Baliton. And all those 10 points. Ronquillo rejected. Eroa with great coverage, but double contact. They're going to call against Encarnacion.
And good try by Eroa, but Encarnacion just out of position to go for the second touch.
Alyssa Eroa, an underrated setter. She is the best libero in last year's reinforced conference. And she's showing us why, at least here in this first set.
Itong si Eroa, when it comes to digs, hindi rin kumakala sa top 5. And before Katindig snatched number 1 in that department, it was her who had the throne.
A lucky break here for the Highrisers with that service fault by Vanny Gandler. The lead is back to 2. Only 1 deadlock to start the match at 1-all.
Alam mo, magandang ginagalaw ng Cignal but it's their errors na talagang pivotal when it comes to maintaining the momentum. Plus, of course, the good game of the Highrisers so far in all aspects. They're playing good defense, great deflection from the blocks, at yung atake, taas rin ang porsyento nila Encarnacion. Tapos dadagdag pa itong serve ni Ronquillo.
First ace for the Highrisers coming from France Ronquillo. They're targeting Gandler on the serve. Doria Aquino, and it's outside.
And you know that's out because that directly hit Coach Lerma. The power on that hit, kinapos lang ng konti sa wrist action.
And it is back to the biggest lead for the Highrisers, up 4 points.
And you know, in these types of games, yung mga crucial, yung mga top-seeded teams talaga yung mas may pressure to win eh.
To win. What a dig for Coronel. Jimenez, Cayuna, stiff arm, pops it up. Lalong isip, turned away. Oh, a nice defensive play. The first kill block for the Highrisers.
The blockings of the Galeries Tower Highrisers just making an impact here, even without Baliton. Marcel's also doing a good job manning the net.
This is now the biggest lead for the Highrisers, up by 5 points. Serve is going to be out. Ronquillo, she's trying to tire out Gandler, obviously one of the biggest offensive weapons of the HD Spikers.
And actually, in their team, itong si Vanny, siya rin yung nasa department na yan. I believe she's number 4 in receptions.
Nice hit, Jimenez. There's a block touch.
Jimenez clearly waited for the blockers to get a touch on that one before she hit it. And we are now headed to the second technical timeout.
Bitin ba kayo sa games? Watch.
SB Finance, ang BFF na malalapitan. Early fans, checking in the first game of our doubleheader this Thursday afternoon. It is a qualifying round, a winner-take-all, but again, the loser will not be taken out yet of the All-Filipino Conference. There is still one final chance, the play-in tournament, where the winner will make it to the quarters. But in the meantime, in a really good position. Highrisers right now up by 5 points in the first set. What a block, Baliton. Well, we mentioned Baliton had 5 blocks in their last game.
Number 7 in blocking so far this conference. And look at her.
That included a facial. 6 points, the biggest lead now. Not for long as Marzan serves it into the net.
Cignal right now needs to capitalize on these errors because they are playing a good job. Magandang ginagalaw nila like we mentioned earlier. Pero yung mga errors nila masyadong marami to allow them to at least get a hold of a momentum. But right now we're seeing a double sub for Coach Shaq, Fernandez and Giselle C. Both coming from that FEU volleyball program. Different generations, of course.
Giselle C, already 33 years old, if you can believe it. Baliton with a tip. Katindig diving again for it. Lalong isip through the double block.
She's just grown to be a smarter attacker under the coaching of Shaq de los Santos. I mean, we watched her in Adamson. She's been a power hitter ever since. But right now, I feel like she's more crafty and creative when it comes to her attacks.
Great pass by Eroa. Combination play. And Jimenez will score and stop that little 2-point run by the HD Spikers.
That was actually well-timed by Lalong Isip. Look at that. Pero mabilis na palo ni Jimenez yun. Hindi pa nakalock yung elbows ni Ishi. Napalo niya na, hence the point.
Jimenez skipping her final year with UST to go pro. Back row for Gandler. Nice pass by Ronquillo. Baliton unable to put it away. They go back to Lalong Isip against a double block. Encarnacion turned away. Will try again. Off speed this time. Picked up by Lalong Isip. Giselle C sets it up for Gandler. Another long rally. Jimenez. Yeah, that's going to be her 6th point of the match.
You know, the Highrisers are just really playing basic volleyball but very efficient. Look at that defense by Ronquillo, and everyone just prepared to go for the attack. Jimenez even converting from the back row, and Coach Shaq would like to talk things over. Let's listen in.
Okay, malayo pa naman yan. Pero kailangan mabago yung galaw natin. Okay? Kasi mas nakaka-execute sila ng play tapos wala tayong ginagawa. Hinahayaan lang natin. Okay, galaw tayo ng tama. Ha? Sige, pasa muna ulit. Pasa muna ulit.
This is the final timeout for Coach Shaq. He used his first one at the 5-1 scoreline of the opening set. So they're down by 6. They're going to have to make adjustments on the fly from here until the end of the first set.
Sabi nga niya, malayo pa. But for Coach Lerma and the Galeries Tower Highrisers, they need to learn how to close out, because this is also the same kinds of scores that they had over Creamline in that second set last match. Pero nahabol eh.
Eroa will set it up. Oh, Juju Coronel hitting down the line. You don't see that very often. Lalong Isip turned away. Coverage by Katindig. Job Fernandez off the block and outside.
You still see the wall of the Highrisers as much as possible. Dumodoble talaga. Tingnan mo si Baliton nakahabol pa. But Fernandez will get that point off the block.
Fernandez didn't score in their first meeting. Good pass by Encarnacion. Lalong Isip pops it up. And that's going to be a violation against Giselle C. She's a back row player.
So that will be an illegal attack for Giselle C.
So lead us back to 6 for Jewel Encarnacion and the Highrisers. They only need 5 to win the opening set. And remember, the first meeting, it was a 3-set win by the Black Shirts. C. Gandler. Eroa. What a dig. On to Juju Coronel. Wow, makes it a 7-point lead.
Again, Eroa and Coronel, I feel like they're making the biggest difference here for the Highrisers. Kasi the way we featured the Cayuna and Katindig early on top of the coverage, it's exactly what we're seeing. How they move, talking about Coronel and Eroa.
Awesome adjustment in the starting lineup by Coach Lerma Heron, putting in Juju Coronel there. Nice coverage by Katindig. Another block, back-to-back blocks by Ronquillo. The second one scores them. They're making an 8-point lead.
And Eric, if you notice, we're mentioning different players. Yeah. Everyone's really contributing and working hard here for Coach Lerma. Galeries just maintaining the biggest lead in this match.
Jimenez with 5, Encarnacion with 4, Ronquillo with 3, Marzan with 2, Coronel with 2. Well, that's just about everybody.
So you know that the points that they have right now are mostly coming from their efforts and not relying on Cignal's errors. But although Cignal's errors, we pointed it out earlier, na nakakatulong din sa confidence at momentum ng Galeries. But that time around, Encarnacion will give that point away. Pinapakalma siya dito ni Coach Lerma.
Already 5 errors for the HD Spikers. Same for the Highrisers, so they sort of negate each other. Acuna with 2 points. She, along with Dori Aquino, Gandler, and Lalong Isip have 2 each. There's a nice block.
Itong Galeries right now, we're watching a different version of them. Hindi sila mukhang lower-seeded team going up against Cignal right now. As we see Carly Hernandez injected in the game.
What a first set for the Highrisers. Hernandez usually comes off the bench, and she didn't score in the first meeting against the HD Spikers. Great pass from Abil. Gandler pushes and scores.
Vanny Gander actually has been attempting to have that same kind of execution early on. Wala pa siya masyadong pinapalo. I think kasama rin to sa kanilang game plan na yung butas ng Galeries ay nandun, kaya she's mostly going for the tips.
7-point deficit.
Goes wide.
Make that an 8-point deficit. That's 8 set points as well for the Highrisers.
Well, Eric, na-mention mo kanina yung errors ng both teams, no? Na ninegate lang is yung kabila. But I guess for Cignal, it's having the most impact kasi they're really trailing since the start of the set. Tapos, kapag ka nakakapunto sila, it's not in streaks.
Yeah.
So parang 1:5 ang nangyayari dito. But let's see from this challenge if Cignal will get lucky with a successful one. Don Katindig talking with her teammates.
A very shaky start, so to speak, for the HD Spikers.
I mean, that's the beauty of this format also eh. Parang nakikita natin yung ibang version of the lower seeded teams kasi imagine while we take a look at this replay, they are gonna get lucky because it landed right on the line. But going back to the point, no, imagine mo 110 ka, pero hindi mo na yun kailangan isipin going into this game. Because all you need to do to get to the second round, to the quarterfinals, is just to win this match over Cignal.
So it's now just a 6-point deficit. Oh, and a free ball turned into a free point from Isa Jimenez.
Kayun was actually prepared to go for the defense. Kaya lang, ito naman Galeries also got lucky getting some help from the net. Look at that. Messing with the defense pattern of the HD Spikers.
Now 6 points for Jimenez. Juju Coronel serves. Highrisers up by 7 set points. They can put it away right here. And there it is.
And the Highrisers take the first set.
Just like that, it is consistency that will get the Galeries Tower Highrisers win this set number 1. Ronquillo, along with her other teammates, collaborating to get this win.
Jimenez with 6, Ronquillo with 5, Encarnacion with 4, and a stunning first set win, winning by 8 points. Highrisers versus the HD Spikers.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe.
It's the Highrisers versus the HD Spikers in the first game of the qualifying round of the All-Filipino Conference in 27 minutes. It is an 8-point win by Galeries against Cignal as we check the highlights.
So we did call it earlier na yung consistency talaga ng lahat ng players from the Highrisers really allowed them to maintain the lead throughout set number 1. I mean, we saw some great plays from Cignal, like itong mga middle plays nila, and dyan din sila nakakuha ng advantage but not enough to, you know, keep up with the overall efforts of the Galeries Tower Highrisers. And nakita rin natin na a confident Galeries Tower is also a very capable team. As we take a look at the numbers, look at the disparity in terms of attacks, and all thanks to the collaboration of Ero and Coronel, they managed to set up more plays and combination plays for that matter na hindi natin palaging nakikita dito sa team na to. And even in terms of blocks, nakalamang din sila dyan, both Marzan and itong si Baliton chipping in kill blocks for the Highrisers. At I guess for Cignal, they just need to wake up and be more aggressive. Kasi like we said, magandang ginagalaw nila but just not enough with the very aggressive focus of the Highrisers in set 1.
Now with the errors nearly negligible and attacks as well almost similar, we start set number 2. I require more analysis from you, Mela. Is it the setting situation much better for the Highrisers, which is why they played or outplayed the HD Spikers, or is it a reception issue for for Cignal?
Well, I think it's more on the setting and the pace of the game of Galeries. Kasi I think yung reception, kahit hindi naman perfect pass to Gel, she's the type of setter na, you know, can still have a lot of options dahil ang tataasin ng porsyento ng mga attackers niya eh. Like, we see Vanny Gandler and even Lalong Isip. And just like that, we saw another good attack. And finally, converting through that attack is Vanny Gandler. But on the side of Galeries, nakikita kasi natin, marami silang pinapakita na probably hindi na-scout ng Cignal eh. Kasi hindi naman natin sila nakikita palagi nagko-combination plays na even yung height at tempo ng mga sets ni Coronel, for me, unexpected din. So I guess we'll see how big of an in-game adjustment Cignal can execute here in the second set.
A rare error from Eliza Eroa, who is not as indecisive like that at all. But she thought she was going to get it, and then last minute she said maybe not.
Very hesitant eh. Kasi floater yung serve nitong ni Acuña, parang bababa, tataas.
First lead, by the way, for the HD Spikers right now at 2-1. In the match, not just the set. Now, FYI to the fans watching. Encarnacion ties the game at 2. Let's go to Alexis inside.
Eric and Mela right on cue, uphold or upset. Jewel Encarnacion of the Galeries Tower Highrisers chooses the latter. And for her, given the last game against Cignal, one of the rallies was the longest, given that crucial daw talaga ang magiging endurance for their whole game. When they scouted Cignal, they recognized how formidable their blocking is. Now they've analyzed how to break through Cignal's defense and convert opportunities into points. It's going to be a long battle of smart plays and constant adjustments to stay unpredictable for Gel Cayuna. Beyond that, they'll rely on Eliza Eroa's leadership in saving the ball and making sure it reaches the other side of the court. Now let's not forget their position. For Galeries, they have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Now back-to-back for set 2, a neck-and-neck battle as the Highrisers fight to stay in the game.
8th point for Isa Jimenez, but going back to that point by Alexis on the blocking, right now, Highrisers out-blocking the HD Spikers in the match.
And this is something na hindi ka naman mabibigla pero makes you wonder because we have two very able blockers here in Doria and Acuña, pero grabe rin yung pinapakita talaga dito ni Baliton.
Block of the set brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. That was Encarnacion actually.
Check that, actually that was Jewel, who's also been contributing a lot in this match.
That's 5 blocks already in the match for the Highrisers. There's a kill by Vanny Gandler.
So far, Vanny Gandler having a better set here and going for attacks. Kanina, na pag-usapan din natin no, na parang puro tips yung kanyang mga attack attempts, but right now going for the spikes. And she's been very successful so far here in the second set.
Gandler, 4 points. She is the top scorer for the HD Spikers. Meanwhile, 8 points is the highest score for Isa Jimenez of the Highrisers. Katindig almost crossed the center line. Eroa with a perfect pass. Eroa with the dig. Jimenez was not ready. You know, that was an overhead toss. And that is outside from Judith Abil.
And Cignal just having some troubles with conversion. Pero makikita mo, ang bilis ng galaw ng Galleries. And I think itong Cignal, it's just a matter of them being blown away by the kind of movements that they're seeing from Galleries right now.
Meantime, Judith Abil will sit down. Job Fernandez back in the game. Abil has not scored yet. Meantime, Job Fernandez off the bench. Already with 1 point in the first set. A rare bad receive from Katindig. Tough shot for Lalong Isip. And Quillo off a combination play.
Again, the combination plays making the biggest impact here for the Galeries Tower Highrisers.
Spike of the set brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng Bayan.
And you know, these combination plays, they won't be possible without good defense and good playmaking. So it goes back to highlighting Eroa and Coronel in this match.
6 points for Ronquillo. Aquino with a hit. Oh! Juju Coronel! Welcome to the attacker's circle.
I mean, I don't know what kind of preparation the Highrisers made for this game, but it's really paying off. Everyone's just so eager to score a point. And on the other side naman, dyan sila nagkakaroon ng problema. Sinong magko-convert?
Well, Coach Lerma Heron, Assistant Coach Gadio Kumu, Assistant Coach Kel Apolinario, some of the faces I recognize. I mean, they've done a great job scouting for this match. They get another point here, and will take us to our break. 8-4, Highrisers on top in set number 2.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube.
Galeries Tower Highrisers right now playing the game of their lives. They won the first set by 8 points, and right now they're up by 4 in the second set. And no amount of fine-tuning for Coach Shaq can bother the way Juju Coronel has been running the offense for the Highrisers, Mela.
Well, definitely woke up at the right side of the bed today. She, along with her other teammates, it's just really a group teamwork thing that's been going on for them.
Another great serve. Fernandez off speed, picked up by Eroa. Back row, Encarnacion.
Back row.
The efficiency of the Highrisers is really top-notch right now. Kasi dito naman sa kabila, ang daming umawak ng bola. Fernandez couldn't convert. Abil kanina before going out had 0 points. Pero sa kabila, kahit sinong bigyan mo, nakakapuntos eh.
What an angle there for Encarnacion. Making it hard for Katindig, who is subbed out as Ria Duremdes is in the game for the first time today. Lalong Isip fires one down the line and gets the side out.
Lalong Isip with that great swing. And they need more of that actually. Kasi ngayon, here in the second set, parang hindi pa masyado na-activate yung mga middles. Well, they've also been struggling with passing, and that's a good game plan also by the Highrisers to load up their serves.
Eroa with a great pass. Baliton blocked by Lalong Isip. Great coverage by the Highrisers. Lalong Isip again. This one out and too wide
5.
So again, Cignal unable to produce streak of points and allowing Galleries to double up on them 10-5.
First error on Lalong Isip. She only has 3 points. Lalong Isip, one of the top scorers for the HD Spikers. Baliton with a serve. Back row for Gandler. Baliton pops it up. Oh, great drop shot. Jewel Encarnacion doing just about everything today. She's got 8 points.
That's right. And even Baliton, you have to credit her for that point. Tingnan mo naman, talagang pinwestohan yung depensa na yon. But this point by Encarnacion will force Coach Jack to call for a time.
Kapag ka, back road, yun yung hindi magbablock, ready cover kagad sa back road. Sakit. Pamit ko yun.
Yeah. No hesitation na to.
Tapos coverage, cover.
Sige lang. Dive kung dive na to.
Reach tayo ng araw! Happy tayo, happy!
Let's go.
Enjoy!
First timeout for Coach Shaq de los Santos. They are down by their biggest deficit here in set number 2. It's a 6-point deficit against the HD Spikers, a team that did not give up a set in the first meeting against the Highrisers, but today they can't seem to get one.
9. Up. Back.
Twenty-seven-year-old Rosel Baliton out of Dipolog City. She was a former Charger, also played for the Crossovers and even for Ballypure. Lalong Isip bounces it off the net. Ronquillo fires one in. Ronquillo with 8.
You know, the connection that Julia Coronel is having right now with all of her attackers is just really impressive. Look at that. Si Ronquillo coming from defense. Great transition from her. Hindi na masyadong umatras. Alam niya na agad yung height na ibibigay sa kanya ni Julia Coronel. And I think the game plan for the whole team is to really speed up the pace of their game.
Overpass and a put away. Ronquillo back-to-back points. She's got 9 already.
Everyone just really working hard for Coach Lerma.
And again, you mentioned the passing, Mela. I mean, passing issue right there for the HD Spikers.
And I guess it's also just the whole game plan working well for Galleries. Kasi maliban sa point production ng attackers nila, yung yung service nila, they are parang nabablanko itong si Kayuna in terms of playmaking. Kasi she can't get a decent pass. And right now, even on defense, she will miss this attack point by Isa Jimenez. Again, all the attackers from the Galeries Tower Highrisers just having very high efficiency today.
Meantime, Caroline Santos, who did not play in their last game, checking in to replace Acuna.
Wala rin kasing mahipo yung blockers ng Cignal eh. Meanwhile, ang sipag naman ng MBs ng Galleries.
That is outside. And there's a block touch, according to our first referee. How there will be a challenge from the Highrisers.
There's a challenge at the call by Galeries Tower. Challenge, block touch.
The Highrisers maintaining their energy, their focus, because they can't allow Cignal to regain their confidence, because if yes, then this is going to be a longer afternoon. But I guess right now this is their opportunity to score an upset.
For the Highrisers, 3 players with 8 points or more. Meantime, for the HD Spikers, Gandler has 4. She's the top scorer. That's the disparity in terms of offense.
And that's
both teams.
Where we can see also the efficiency nga, which we've been mentioning over and over, na ang daming attempts ng Cignal but they can't convert right away. Meanwhile, ang bilis naman ng conversion for the attackers of Coronel. And she's been feeding a lot of them, all of them in fact.
Now the Highrisers, they're not very successful team so far in the PVL. In 2023, they finished 11th, only got 1 win. In the Open Conference last year, that was their best conference. They got 3 wins, but they were 10th out of the 12 teams. And then in the Reinforced Conference, they were 11th, didn't win a match, 0 for 8.
So this is their
win-loss
best
record.
chance because if they win this qualifying round, then
Quarters.
this is their first time to be in the quarters.
Exactly.
And their worst finish, I believe, would be 8.
That's right. No block touch, successful challenge. Everything going the way of Coach Lerma Heron, even with a challenge.
And actually, that lalong isip error can also be credited to the impressive blockings of the Galeries Tower Highrisers. Naiki lang na yung mga attackers ng Cignal dito, tapos kargado pa yung serve, kaya hindi makaset up ng combi itong si Kayuna.
That was a short-lived double-digit lead for the Highrisers as Lalong Isip delivers her 4th point.
That time around, a perfect pass by Katindig will get this point out from Lalong Isip.
Abil back on the floor. She hasn't scored yet. She had 7 in the first meeting against the Highrisers. A rare bad pass coming from Ronquillo, but she makes up for it.
I mean, everything that Galeries touch just turns into points. And look at this double-digit lead, 16-6 as we go to the timeout.
Bitin na kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Get your daily dose of sports updates on Starting Lineup Mondays to Fridays, 6:30 p.m. live on Pilipinas Live and One News. Also available on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Back here inside the Phil Sports Arena for the start of the qualifying round, where even the bottom teams, like the Highrisers, who only won 1 game out of 11 in the preliminaries, have a chance to advance to the quarterfinals if they beat Cignal, a team that has an 8-3 win-loss record. Lalong Isip. That save no good coming from Encarnacion.
So for Lalong Isip, rallying the HD Spikers, back-to-back points from her. They're gonna need more contributions as Galeries is working as a team right now.
5 points for Lalong Isip. Combination play. Katindig digs it up. And back-to-back points. This is a mini 2-point run right now for the HD Spikers.
Look at the energy of Don Katindig. Really shouting, let's go, as she tries to rally her teammates. They're still alive right now. They just need a run. A successful run can allow them to regain their confidence.
Lalong Isip and Candler with 5 each. Together they got 10. And that's the number of points Ronquillo has. He has 10 already. So a rare error here for France Ronquillo. That's a 3-point run for the HD Spikers. Timeout right now for Coach Lerma Heron of the Highrisers.
Okay, kailangan muna natin pumasa. Tatlo yung spiker sa harapan, di ba? Yes. Communicate tayo. Pag nasa single block, pasimplihin na lang natin yung palo natin. Ha? Sige, te. Paluin mo lang ng ano, paluin mo lang ng todo tulad ng ginagawa mo dun, no?
Pag na-block, may bibili ko try. Sige.
Sige, dandaanin lang natin. Simulan natin sa basa. Okay, let's go. Anong play niyo?
Tremendous job by Coach Lerma Heron and her staff preparing the Highrisers for this qualifying round matchup against The HD Spikers, they've got a 1-0 advantage, winning by 8 points in the first set, and right now they're up 16-9. They led by as many as 10 here in the second set, but here's a 3-point run from Bandy Gandler and the HD Spikers. Can they get another? Eroa with a perfect pass. Battle at the net. Marzan loses, gets blocked. Ronquillo with the easy over, the first easy over from the Highrisers, and Cunha punishes the defense of Galeries.
Acuna, we haven't heard from her in a while, but right now, going for the running hit. Look at that, Encarnacion just left guessing kung anong klaseng running ba yun, running short, but they went for the long.
4 straight points scored by Acuna and the HD Spikers. Coronel to Ronquillo. And the run continues. 5 straight points scored by the HD Spikers.
16.
Here comes Cignal, just picking up from the previous timeout
Galeries Tower
and stepping on that. They having the sense of urgency to really commit to the game and you know, just still go for the easy route. Sabi nga natin, manalo dito. Wala na masyadong iintindihin. Hindi na maglalaro ng play-in tournament.
Position error for the Highrisers as Sven Emnas checked in for Juju Coronel. Team captain Eliza Eroa clearing something up with Angelo Hao, the first referee.
Siya daw po.
Jimenez ang nagpapalit. Si Jimenez, umorward na agad si Jimenez.
Hindi po, natapik na bago siya tumakbo.
Anong violation? Si Jimenez na-forward na agad. Si Isa.
Okay, so the escalation was given by Angelo Hao to Lerma Heron, and play continues. Emnas sets it up. Ronquillo, that's dug by Lalong Isip. Abil from the back row. Encarnacion with a pass. Emnas now is a little low, but they get it across. And Acuna again. 6-point run right now for the HD Spikers.
And now we see more go-to players being activated for Cignal and converting better. That Acuna, that's the first line attack, and Coach Lerma will call for this time.
Okay. Natapik na eh, bago siya tumakbo. Okay.
We just need to slow down. We are not moving with their speed. They are putting us under pressure, and we are moving the way they want us to move. So let's slow down the pass. Whoever is passing, put the ball high up. Then we take our time. Again, yeah.
Assistant coach Gadi Okumu being very vocal in the huddle. Yes, slow down the pass, slow down the offense, because we're playing at the pace dictated by the HD Spikers. That was the summary there. After being down by as many as 10, as you look at the numbers for Eliza Eroa and the digs today, Ishi Lalong Isip and the HD Spikers are now within 3 points. Short pass. Jimenez, Katindig pops it up. Here comes Gandler through the double block. Save is good for Eroa, and the rally continues. Cayuna back to Gandler, the power tip. Another great save by Encarnacion and Eroa. Acuna finally puts an end to the rally.
Through the block.
It is Acuna who's been doing the damage for the Cignal HD Spikers. And like you said, talagang pouncing on that Galeries defense. Ang daming naging magandang saves dito nila Eroa, Encarnacion, but that time around, Acuna will not give them a chance. And it is those running hits that have been making the difference for Cignal here.
6 points for Acuna, 4 scored in the second set. 7-0 run ends there. Finally, Jimenez with a cut shot.
Jimenez just finding that opening on the side defense of Cignal. Si Cayuna kasi in transition din eh. So ang laki nung naiwan dun sa kanang banda.
Jimenez and Ronquillo with 10 each. It's a 3-point game. Great pass by Lalong Isip. Acuna, this time the drop shot.
With a drop shot.
With a little sass
15,
after that point.
17.
And now you see the body language of Cignal. Eh. Sometimes kasi it takes just one person to spark things off. And then the energy just becomes contagious among the players. And they start contributing all on their own. Pero ganda nung ginawa niya, sunod-sunod na running attack down the line. Itong si Iroe nag-abang na dun sa dulo and went for that shot last time around.
Short pass once again. Encarnacion popped up by Acuna. Lalong Isip, easy dig for Ronquillo. Encarnacion again. Defense of the HD Spikers looking a lot better. Eroa passes Jimenez. Easy dig for Abil. Combination play. Emnas with a pickup. Jimenez again. Back row, Lalong Isip. On 2. Lalong Isip saves it. But unsuccessful. Back-to-back points for the Highrisers.
18.
Ito talaga yung mga rallies na ganito, pinusuan na ng Galeries Tower Highrisers. It is another long rally between Cignal and Galeries. But look at the court sense of Jimenez. Just finding the opening there towards the end line. Walang libero eh. So si Acuna, lagi sasabi ng coaches, mas mahirap umatras kesa mag-move forward eh. So nag-struggle sila to get to the end line.
18 serving 15. Hernandez back in the game. On 2. Great defense played by Emnas to keep that one alive. Doria Aquino knocks it in.
The middles of Cignal activated here in the second set. And that is where they get the most advantage. Basta iwasan lang yung blockers, lalo na ang laki nito ni Baliton and ni Marzan, and they've been having great touches in this match. So right now, I feel like itong si Jel Cayuna naka-recover na din from being down earlier as well.
Full front line for the HD Spikers. But Encarnacion does not allow them to take advantage.
Right now, Galeries just playing smart offense. Kasi gumaganda na rin yung touches ng Cignal, but look at Encarnacion just knowing how to get a point over Abil.
9 points already for Encarnacion. Jimenez has 11. Doria Aquino again. Back-to-back points for Doria Aquino.
Ganda ng connection dyan ni Cayuna at ni Aquino. And like I mentioned earlier, basta iwasan lang yung blocker. Tingnan mo yan, talagang hindi niya pinaabot dun sa kamay ni Baliton yung set na yon. It is a very effective strategy for Jel Cayuna. Really involve the middles right now.
24-year-old Vanny Gandler. Serving at 17-19. It's just a 2-point game. Baliton. Save no good for Abil, sacrificing her body. Baliton scores her second point.
Emnas replicating the efforts of Jel Cayuna, also activating her middle in Baliton.
Nice serve. Lalong Isip. Encarnacion pops it up. Eroa will set it to Ronquillo. Cut shot. Katindig with the dig. Lalong Isip rejected at the net. Cayuna. Back row Gambler. Eroa with a dig. Emnas back to Ronquillo. Oh, but the dig going over from Katindig. Jimenez got it. Jimenez now with 12.
The Galeries Highrisers just so quick to react on defense, and it pays off. It pays off for them with these conversions through counter attacks.
Gumawa na tayo ng puntos at sa atake. Okay? Ha? Sige, tsaga lang. Oh. Ay, nagawa na naman natin kung gaano karami yung pwede natin ma-create na puntos. O ganun ulit ang mindset natin. Okay? Pasa muna, atake ng maayos. Tapos cover tayo. Ha? Huwag tayong magsawa pa ulit-ulit lang, ha? Rose, wag puro A din. Puro A yung atake mo. Dito na yung automatic yung blocker, pero atake natin nandito. Tayo lumilipat yun. Bakit single pwede yan, okay?
Let's go! Signal! Awesome!
Jimenez and the Highrisers on a 5-2 run to restore some order, at least from their perspective. Isa Jimenez top scoring with 12 points. And right now they're up by 4 points.
Isa Jimenez already producing double of what she produced in that Creamline game. Her average is 11 points per game. She missed that against Creamline, but right now living up to her consistent production throughout the conference.
There's a block on Doria Aquino. Baliton shaking her head. Baliton now with 3 points.
Ganda rin na nagiging base ng Galeries eh. Kasi yung mga nag-work for Cignal, syempre if you're Jel Cayuna, you're gonna continue doing that. Pero ang bilis mag-adjust ng blockers ng Galeries.
Service into the net for Encarnacion, but the damage has been done against this run by the HD Spikers. They're, you could say, comfortably ahead, up by 4 points. They only need 3 to win, but they have to be wary because remember, HD Spikers had a 7-0 run midway through the second set.
Also, it was when Acuna was in front.
Ronquillo, oh, nice touch.
Hang time.
You can safely call that a magic touch. Dahil yung hang time din ni Ronquillo, it's such a big thing for her. She has very tall blockers in Acuna and Abil. Nintay niyang bumaba, and right now we're seeing a double sub for Coach Lerma. Let's see if they get to close out. They just need 2 points over Cignal to get a 2-set advantage.
And Ronquillo is not very tall, as Normal checks. She's only 5'7".
Yeah, but she's very athletic.
Yeah. Acuna, the save is good. Overpass again. Whoa, katindig diving for it. Lalong Isip fires one in and scores against Normal, who's a little cold off the bench.
19.
Great adjustment by Lalong Isip. She was prepared for that set. It was a series of overpass. And iwan na iwan dyan si Marzan, and she went for the cross court.
So it's a 4-point game. 19 serving 23. Great pass. Back row Encarnacion.
Back row attack.
Amazing display of offense from the Highrisers. They have 5 set points.
It's safe to say this is the best game for all the Highrisers. I mean, everyone just really working well. Taas ng efficiency, and you know na ang ganda ng galaw nila kasi even sa back row ang taas ng conversion nila eh. And that goes for Encarnacion and even itong si Jimenez, but the service errors have been the problem for the Highrisers in the previous rotations. Diyan nakakakuha ng puntos ng Cignal. They are still down by 4 points. They need to play flawless volleyball here at this crucial juncture, talking about Cignal.
Lalong Isip with 6 points. Doesn't have an ace yet. Highrisers can put it away right here. It is outside for Ronquillo. A challenge from Coach Peron.
On the floor of Galeries Tower. Ball in, out.
Highrisers, this is their best game against a top 5 team, that's for sure. They lost 3 sets against the Cool Smashers, lost 3 sets against the Angels. It is clearly out, so it's a short challenge. Lost 3 sets against these HD Spikers. Their only 5-setter was against the Flying Titans and the Crossovers. But they lost both as well. Only win was a 3-setter, but against Capital One Solar Spikers. From 5 set points, it's down to 3. Jimenez with the left hand. There's a net touch they call against Jimenez. So Highrisers throwing away some set points with several errors. Actually, it was Emnas who touched the net. Two more set points to save for Lalong Isip and the HD Spikers. Eroa all the way out to Jimenez with a left hand, and Isa Jimenez, her 14th point, delivers the dub for the Highrisers.
Everyone just holding their breath on the side of Gallery, seeing if
Jimenez will get to that offset by Eroa, and that she did, getting the second set win for the Galeries Tower Highrisers.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
You're still watching the PVL 2025 qualifying round between the Cignal HD Spikers and the Galeries Tower Highrisers. Will the Highrisers complete this upset up against the number 3 seeded team and the Cignal HD Spikers? As we take a look at that set 2 highlights, I mean, clearly this was a better set for Cignal. Mas nakadikit sila in set number 2, and of course with the help and leadership of Acuna, they managed to keep close with the lead that the Galeries Tower Highrisers have established over them. But so far, with the end of that set number 2, it was still the total team effort of the Highrisers giving it to them, and the players also collaborating in terms of point production. 14 points for Jimenez, 11 for Ronquillo, 9 for Encarnacion. Meanwhile, on the other side, it is Acuna was produced the most points for them, especially in set number 2, tallying a total of 7 points overall. But look at the attack points of the Highrisers, 20 points. And on top of that, they also chipped in 2 kill blocks over the HD Spikers. And I believe it's also their errors, 8 errors for them, that allowed Cignal to keep up at that latter part of the third set. But still, their composure and their stability, talking about the Highrisers, did it for them in set number 2.
The Highrisers led by as many as 10 in set number 2. They led by as many as 8 points in the first set. Meanwhile, if you're wondering about the HD Spikers, they've only led by 1 point, and that was in the second set. They have been absolutely outplayed by the lower seeded Highrisers, who are just looking for their second win of the All-Filipino Conference. Meanwhile, the HD Spikers already have 8 wins and are above 500 with an 8-3 win-loss record. But for Cignal, Acuna leading the way with 7 points. After that, Lalong Isip with 6, Gandler with 5, Aquino with 4, and then Cayuna with 3. Jimenez has 14. Franz Ronquillo 11. And Juju Coronel chipping in 3 points along with multiple excellent sets as a starter for Coach Lerma Heron today.
And she was benched out towards that latter part of the second set, but I believe that was just more of a breather. Dahil nga nakakapuntos na yung signal sa kanila, she needed more perspective, hence Coach Lerma sitting her out. But look at Jel Cayuna again sticking to their strength and playing an advantage with their middle game, setting up Doria Aquino, and again Acuna right now in the front row. Babangko agad ng puntos dito dahil this is the rotation where they actually produce the most points when Acuna is in front.
Joe Fernandez, part of the starting lineup for Coach Shaq here in set number 3. Now a do or die if you're the HD Spikers. Eroa sets it up. They go back to Ronquillo looking for the down the line. Doria Aquino was right there, and Fernandez is hurt. And the referee halts the play. You didn't notice the collision much because the rally was going on, but one of the medical staff asking for a neck brace because it seems like a neck injury for Fernandez. And we hope she's okay and it's nothing serious.
This is a big blow to Cignal, especially because they're, this is the set where they want to shake things off and really start playing their game. Dahil kanina nga parang out of character yung Cignal eh. I mean, we know them to be that Palaban Cignal team. Yep. Imagine the adversities that they've faced in this conference, losing a lot of key players like we did talk about on top of the coverage, but still managing to land at number 3. But this game, the Galeries Tower just really forcing Cignal to their limits. Plus now this injury threat. So we see Coach Shaq also attending to Joe Fernandez and our medical staff here at the PVL.
Well, Coach Shaq telling the rest of the squad not to worry. She's in good hands. Joe Fernandez now getting put on a stretcher. The neck brace is on. And she will be put on a stretcher just for precautionary measures. For sure, will get checked up right away.
These kinds of situations, it could either make or break the team, could serve as a distraction or a fire for them to, play better for their teammate who's down right now.
So
we also look at the body language of the players. They actually look stunned.
Well, that sequence is a typical sequence in volleyball, but sometimes accidents do happen. So she is getting taken out of the playing court. Joe Fernandez, we wish her a speedy recovery and hope nothing serious
for Fernandez
after that collision during the rally.
I think yung impact din iba kasi both Abil and Fernandez, or sorry, was that Abil? Basta yung kakolide niya, galing sila sa 2 different positions, so the impact was really strong.
So Doria Aquino got the first point of the 3rd set. And they will replay that sequence.
Serving for Cignal, number 2, Rosalind Doria Aquino.
Good pass coming from Ronquillo as action resumes here in set number 3, qualifying round matchup between the HD Spikers and the Highrisers. This time Gandler connects.
That was a rare their sight. Looking at Eroa, just stared at the ball to land right next to her.
So this is the kind of start if you're Coach Shaq Los Santos after losing the first 2 sets in relatively terrible fashion. They are off to a 2-0 run here in set number 3. Ronquillo looking to answer, and then a nice dig coming from Abil. Gandler again. Back-to-back points for Vanny Gandler. 3-0 Cignal.
Good defense played by Abil as well, leading to that counter-attack. And we see Vanny Gandler also producing more points since set number 2.
Coronel. They go to the top scorer, and why not?
Jimenez just playing her heart out here today.
Spike of the set brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng bayan, right there, donut in the middle of the defense of the HD Spikers.
You know, one thing I noticed about Isa, she also limits her errors. I don't even see her committing errors here. Kasi usually yung sakit niya eh, even in the UST and then in the past games. Pupuntos pero magtatapon, but right now she's playing cleaner volleyball here, and it's doing wonders for Galeries.
Meanwhile, Gandler has 8 points, 3 coming in the 3rd set. Nice serve from Cayuna, almost an ace. And it is an error by Eliza Eroa, looking to score a point.
Coach Lerma, they're down by 4 points here. The biggest lead of Cignal over them throughout this match, and they will talk about that in this timeout.
Labas lang yung okay? Hey, ladies, kailangan natin mag-hustle. Kailangan magbasa din hustle. Hindi yan gusto manalo nung kabila. No? So kailangan mag-hustle tayo, magbasa tayo kung ano yung gagawin nila para makakilos tayo. Ngayon, pag nagabang lang tayo ng gagawin nila at magre-react lang, hindi nagbabasa, ay makakapuntos sila. Let's go! Basa! Basa! Basa!
All right, first timeout, an early one for Coach Lerma Heron. Down by 4, their biggest deficit of the entire match. Cayuna with 3 points, already has an ace back in the first set. Much better pass from Eroa, and almost a kill from Encarnacion. Back row, stepping on the line, that's stepping on the attack line for Lalong Isip.
We take a look back at that set number 2. Cignal just having 3 errors. So that's a good sign for them. Kaya lang masyado maraming puntos yung nagawa doon ng Galeries.
Acuna will score again. Jackie Acuna with 8 points.
And again, Acuna has been the go-to player. Taas ng porsyento para kay Jel Cayuna. Their connection has done wonders for the HD Spikers.
Back to a 4-point lead for the HD Spikers. Encarnacion misses the line. A lot more errors for the Highrisers here in set number 3. And for the first time today, we're going to see Grace Bombita check in for Jewel Encarnacion.
Grace Bombita, also a former HD Spiker.
She is the most senior player in the lineup of Coach Lerma Heron. Out of the University of Nueva Cáceres, that's in Bicol. Good save coming from Cayuna. It's a chance ball at the net for the Highrisers. They couldn't capitalize, but there's a passing error for the HD Spikers and an easy point for the white shirts.
So far, the defensive signal in that last sequence medyo disorganized. Also, let's talk about Isa Jimenez, who is currently the top scorer for Galeries. I guess isa rin sa nakatulong na mas maging effective yung kanyang performances. Binalik siya sa kanyang original position eh. She's playing opposite today. And mas naging efficient nga.
What a dig for Ronquillo. Bombita, her first touch is blocked, and it falls right on the line.
Bombita hitting it right onto the hands of the blockers.
A block credited to Acuna, her 9th point, and it's a 5-point cushion for the HD Spikers in set 3.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
UAAP Season 87 Volleyball is live and exclusive here on Cignal. Watch it all live on the UAAP Varsity channel. One Sports and Pilipinas Live, because legends start here. Let's go to Alexis Tinsay.
Eric and Mela, an unfortunate incident just a few sets back. Ishi Lalong Isip collided with Jobs Fernandez from 2 different positions, making a massive impact, leading to a fall. And now she was put in a neck brace for precautionary measures. Now, Job Fernandez was checked for both pain and numbness, and since there is present pain in the left side of her neck, she will be rushed to the nearest hospital to rule out any major injury. We hope for the best and a safe and steady recovery for Jobs. I'll go back to you guys.
All right, thanks for the update, Alexis. Again, get well soon. It's Job Fernandez. Meantime, Grace Bombita scoring. Here's a nice block on Lalong Isip. Bombita popping it up. Baliton sending it over. Katindig with a pass. Doria Aquino with a soft touch drop shot.
Jel Cayuna, so quick to look for her middles. Take a look at that again. Tingnan mo, sinilip niya muna kung nasang part ng court itong si Doria. Again, that connection, it takes years to build. And now they have mastered it. About Aquino and Cayuna.
Yeah, back to the biggest lead for the HD Spikers, up by 5 points. Coronel. Baliton turned away by Lalong Isip.
It's like David and Goliath right in front of us. The smaller Lalong Isip blocking Baliton.
David winning against Goliath. Block of the set brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Biggest lead now for the HD Spikers, up by 6. Emnas. Jimenez. Yes.
Awesome game from Isa Jimenez here today. Kahit sang part ng court talaga, from back row to front line, and those combination plays have really allowed her to shine in this match over Cignal.
16 points already for Isa Jimenez.
She is the top scorer of the team, currently ranked number 17 in scoring.
And right now, that is a conference high for Isa Jimenez. Doria Aquino is turned away. Saved by Katindig. Jimenez passes. Emnas. They go to Marzan with a drop shot. Katindig again. Who else? That one outside from Lalong Isip.
The defense of Cignal paying off. I mean, Katindig all over the place. Getting consecutive touches for the defense. And look at Lalong Isip catching the line. Walang libero doon. And masyado nakapasok yung depensa ni Baliton.
So Lalong Isip connects. Catches the line for her 8th point. And it's back to a 6-point lead for the HD Spikers. Pen Emnas. Bombita. Here comes Ronquillo. Picked up by Lalong Isip. Gandler. And that dig no good as we check back in with Alexis inside.
Mela and Eric, like what I've told you guys, ibang klaseng galleries ang mahigitan natin ngayon. It's because they're taking this qualifying opportunity to show who they really are and what they can really do. Julia Coronel and Isa Jimenez told me they've been stellar in their training. It's about time to translate it into the court. Was it really the lack of confidence that was holding them back? For both players, having that determination to get the end game will give justice to all of their good sets. Because what is a good set if not tied up with a good finisher? For Galeries being a complete underdog, they say not today. Let's see if they can catch up here with the Cignal HD Spikers.
All right, now the underdog poised for an upset, but this third set not going the way they want to. They're down by 6 after winning the first 2 sets convincingly. Fen Emnas, formerly from Adamson. Gandler. Yes.
You know, for Coach Lerma, I think this is what she sacrificed. Replacing Encarnacion with Bombita. Kasi kanina Encarnacion laking tulong sa floor defense. But right now, Bombita clearly struggling to fulfill sweeper duties there at the back row.
Block by Gandler.
Well read by
Isa
Gandler.
Jimenez really frustrated that last attempt. Saktong-sakto, inabot niya na lang kay Gandler yun eh.
Last timeout of the set for Coach Lerma Heron. We'll listen in to the Highrisers.
Establish yung blocker mo. Uy, kailangan naman natin mag-effort. Mag-opposite setting tayo. May back row din tayo. Ha? Again, huwag tayo dun sa pinakamadali. Ladies, huwag tayo dun sa pinakamadaling option. Doon tayo sa paghihirapan natin na alam natin pupuntos. Tsagayin natin. Ha? Guys, nache-check. Kailangan lang, huwag na tayong umasa sa iba. Akuin na natin. Akuin na natin.
And you can hear the tension and nervousness in the voice of Coach Lerma Heron. Obviously, you don't want Danny Gandler at the HD Spikers gaining confidence with this 8-point lead, their biggest lead of the match, and then taking it to the next sets, if there is, or there are next sets. And that's what the Highrisers want to avoid. Ronquillo, there's a dig going over. Fen Emnas, back row for Bombita. Pancake save is no good for Judith Abil. Great response after the timeout. Highrisers getting a side out.
Bombita finally chipping in to the scoreboard.
Second point for Grace Bombita. Ronquillo playing for her third team. She played for Cherry and Photon, which is practically the same franchise. Bombita off-speed hit, picked up by Gandler. Lalong isip, easy over. Chance ball here for the Highrisers. Jimenez! Powerful hit, but it goes outside.
Kanina yung taas ng porsyento ng Galeries Tower. They cannot continue with it right now here in the third set. And Cignal doubling up on the lead, but Coach Lerma and Co will call for this challenge.
If this is an unsuccessful challenge, this will be the first error of the match for Isa Jimenez, who's played near flawless volleyball, scoring 16 points off 15 attacks and 1 block. And it's in, so she continues to play perfect
flawless volleyball. And you know, it's really so para nakaka-proud talaga panoorin yung development natin ni Isa, because we've seen great improvements from her. Pero yun nga, yung napapansin sa kanya na, you know, syempre yung mga errors hindi maiwasan, but this is the cleanest she's played volleyball ever.
Running attack, Acuna. And net touch. So 2 easy points scored by the Highrisers. But it's still a bit of a climb for the Highrisers, down by 5 points. Coach Shaq, and the team's back against the wall here in set number 3, down 2 sets to nothing. Great pass by Abil. And easy put away by Cayuna.
Jel Cayuna, that is her first successful 1-2 play in this match. Kanina yung mga attempts niya na didepensahan, but that is the Jel Cayuna that we know. Definitely a much confident Cignal HD Spikers that we're seeing here in the third.
Eroa with a perfect pass. Oh, that was partially blocked, that push by Bombita, but nobody picking that up at the bottom.
And that was a low set for Bombita. Hindi niya na aabutan but still making something out of that.
Third point for Bombita off the bench. Still a 5-point game. Andrea Marzan with a serve. It's a very short pass coming from Lalong Isip Gandler. Emnas picks it up. Marzan. Jimenez. Oh, makes something out of nothing.
Jimenez continuing to be the bright spot. One of the many bright spots for Galeries. And just cutting the lead to just 4. Make that 3 rather.
Running attack, Acuna knocks it in.
Acuna hindi papayag umikot without contributing in another point for Cignal. Take a look at that again. Those runners have been very effective for her and Jel Cayuna.
Second technical timeout, 16, Cignal.
Bitin na kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
SB Finance, ang BFF na malalapitan. Third set action in the first game of the qualifying round. Coach Guidetti and the 12th ranked Chameleons will be put to the test against the defending champions and the #1 seeds in the qualifying round, the Cool Smashers. That's the second and final game of your doubleheader on a Thursday. Bombita. Chance ball for the white shirts. Fen Emnas to Baliton. And another dig. Back-to-back great digs coming from Gandler. Lalong Isip. Eroa passes. Jimenez. And third straight dig for Gandler. Lalong Isip. There's a net touch on Jimenez.
Well, that ends the flawless run of Isa Jimenez, committing her first error after this net violation. Too much eagerness will give the point to Cignal, but it's been a display of steady defense on the floor, most especially for both these teams on that last sequence.
Right now, Vanny Gandler and the HC Spikers in a good position, up by 6 points. They led by as many as 8. And it looks, if everything goes the way it's going right now, it looks like they're going to pick up their first set win. And what a great block. Bombita just out of position. She was standing on the outside marker and got hit by the ball.
And that was going to be a point, supposedly, for Isa. And everyone just shaking their heads. And that's not something that we see very often.
Lalong Isip credited for the block. She's got 9 points already. Jimenez drops shot. One-handed save coming from Abil. Terrific move. Jimenez again, and this one is gone.
Look at Don Katindig. Still trying to go for the second touch. Pero ganda rin ang ipit doon ni Fen Emnas. Tinan mo, and even yung pasok ni Bombita doon allowed Isa Jimenez to just have one blocker. So the deception is really something very helpful for Isa.
It's a 6-point game. 12 serving 18. Great pass from Patindig. Lalong isip. Connects.
Na-disadvantage din talaga to simula nung pinalitan nila si Coronel with Emnas. Of course, the attackers of Cignal will pounce on the smaller blocker and Fen.
Everything going the way of the HD Spikers here in set 3. What a turnaround. Jimenez from the back row got it.
Jimenez just going at it today. I mean, you really know how involved she is in this match, going for every point that she can contribute from front row to the back.
Lalong isip. Yes, double contact. They're going to call against the HD Spikers. Good job by Rosel Baliton at the net. Second straight point for the Highrisers.
And if you're Cignal, you really need to maintain this lead because this is just the start of the game for them. I mean, if they want to win it, they need 3 sets, and Galeries is just down to the last set to take this win over Cignal.
Lalong isip, off-speed hit. Great adjustment in midair.
That they do. Lalong isip, continuing her good work here for the HD Spikers. She's been very productive throughout this afternoon. She's playing smart volleyball. Baliton unable to block that sequence pero hindi rin dumipensa.
Great pass coming from Bombita with the left hand. Shot by Ronquillo, blocked. She uses the right. And somebody touched the net from the HD Spikers.
Okay, yun spiking that ball right after, you knew it was her. But look at Baliton going for the set. Nag-agawan pa sila dyan ni Emnas, but let's not forget at one point in her career, nag-setter din talaga ito si Baliton. Even played the winger.
Yeah, except for libero, she's practically touched all positions. She also played for the national team at one point. Hernandez serving 15-20. Overpass. But Marzan couldn't put it away. Wasted opportunity. Dig by Hernandez. Here's Ronquillo. That is outside. No, there is a... It's on the line, apparently. So 12 points for Ronquillo. Timeout for Coach Shaq de los Santos. We'll listen in.
Up naman tayo ng 4. Okay tayo, ha? Good tayo, ha? So, 1 point at a time. Pasa muna ulit. Atake. Tapos cover ulit, ha? Easy, tagayin mo lang. Tapos, back row pa rin. Ha? Okay. Tapos, boy, front ka na, di ba? Okay. Pagandahin nyo lang yung pasa, ha? Ganda lang, ha? Okay? Okay tayo, ha? Okay tayo, ha? 1 point at a time muna. 1 point at a time.
Let's go!
Let's go!
All right, 1 point at a time. 5 to win for the HD Spikers. 4 to tie for the Highrisers. And which will it be? Will Cayuna and company stay alive in this qualifying round matchup over Carly Hernandez and the Highrisers barge into the quarterfinals with just their second win of the conference? Aquino.
Yes. Aquino, back quick.
Again, for Gel Cayuna, you can't go wrong with your middles. And this is where they have an advantage yung sa atake eh. Kasi kung blocking sa pag-uusapan, kayang-kaya sumabay ni Marzan at ni Baliton. Pero clearly when it comes to attacks, Acuña and Aquino having the clear leverage.
Patindig kneeling and still got the nice dig. Easy over for the HD Spikers, and they pay for that. Marzan hits it off the block.
I think she heard me. Finally, chipping in an attack point as well. And look at Andrea Marzan using the hands of Vanny Gander to get that point.
Marzan with her 3rd point of the game. She had 2 in the first meeting against the HD Spikers. And again,
with a kill block.
another quick play coming from Cayuna.
17.
And Marzan wasn't able to mark that. Cayuna was a front row attacker. Ganda ng reach ni Jel Cayuna. Meanwhile, pa-fade away doon si Marzan. Kaya di niya na inabutan yung bola doon kay Jel.
5-point lead for the HD Spikers. Jimenez through the fingertips of Abil. Returned by Lalong Isip. Easy over from Acuña. Combination play. There's Ronquillo with a power tip. Ronquillo now with 14.
And again, Fen Emnas continuing what Coronel started when it comes to these combination plays. And still, no, parang yung playmaking spread out pa din kahit na magkaiba na yung setter. So I guess the game plan for Coach Lerma continuing to work here to confuse the blockers of Cignal. Talagang lahat pupuntahan.
Great coverage from Lalong Isip. Gandler with a push. The up by Ronquillo. Jimenez. Abil, perfect position for the dig. Gandler. It's on the line. Danny Gandler.
Danny Gandler really showing how much he wants to close out this set. They need 2 more points to stay alive in this match. The Galeries Tower so far has been trailing throughout this set number 3. I mean, Cignal started off with a 5-0 score. And yun yung nagiging pattern. Kung sino yung lumalamang ng maaga at ng malaki, sila yung nananalo.
Bad pass from Lalong Isip. Chance to get the set point. Nice coverage from Katindig to keep it alive. Abil, cut shot. Jimenez popping it up. Bombita with a 2-handed easy over. There's Acuña delivering the big one. He's got 11 points already.
Can't go wrong with your middles. And that's what Cayuna had been doing throughout this afternoon to stay alive here against the Galeries Tower Highrisers. Always feeding the middles. Never missing out on any rotation na hindi siya makakapagbigay sa gitna eh.
Dodi Batindaan checking in for the first time. Number 11 for the Highrisers. This one crawls over the net. Nice little crawler from Jimenez.
Isa Jimenez just playing the game of her life right now. Taas ng porsyento. And she's not even having such an explosive approach. She's just powering through. Talagang brasuhan yung ginagawa dito ni Isa Jimenez.
She's got 21 points. Baliton is back in the game. Dodi Batindaan, 23 years old. Did not play in the last game against the Cool Smashers. Gandler for the win. Got it.
And the set.
That'll do it for the HD Spikers here in set number 3. And again, could also trace back from that injury ni Joe Fernandez that clearly fired them to fight through in set number 3 and get that win over Gallery.
Wait a minute. It's not over yet. There's a challenge. Net fault challenge. Coach Lerma Heron. Hoping against hope that they save another set point here.
Magbabaka sakali.
After 2 stellar sets in the first and the second, Highrisers were not even in this 3rd set. Metaphorically speaking, they were down by as many as 8 points. They never led. And they were playing catch-up right from the beginning. The score has been given already to the HD Spikers. It stands at 25-19. If the challenge is successful, it's going to be 24-20. Here we go.
If anything, it was the players of
Galleries who touched the net on their way down, talking about Grace Bombita. And so the point will remain with the HD Spikers with its unsuccessful challenge by the Highrisers.
Cignal takes this set 25-19.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
HD Spikers live to fight another set and convincingly win the third 25-19 in 33 minutes. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Well, set 3 was definitely the set where Cignal worked hard the most. I mean, dito rin natin nakita yung mga in-game adjustments nila. They played better defense and they converted more with the leadership of their middles, talking about Doria, Aquino, and Acuna. But overall, it was a matter of Cignal just waking up after being down 2 sets against the against the Galeries Tower Highrisers rather. And ito naman on the side of Galleries, nagkaroon ng konting mix-up sa kanilang tao. We saw Bombita playing over Encarnacion, who's had a very productive afternoon. At for the first time in this match, lalamang sa atake ang Cignal HD Spikers. And even in the blocking department, something na kanina pa natin na-expect mangyari pero hindi masyadong nakapag-chip in ng kill blocks ang Cignal in the earlier sets. Pero ito namang Galleries, dyan din nagkaroon ng difference in their match. Wala silang naitalang kill blocks in that set number 3. And as much as Galleries had just 3 errors in set number 3, masyado pa rin malaki yung naging advantage ng Cignal in the attack and blocking department.
And now Vanny Gandler and the HD Spikers have outblocked Andrea Marzan and the Highrisers coming into set number 4, 6-5.
I guess the biggest factor also for Galleries, yung attack efficiency bumaba to 30% at umabante naman ng Cignal to 37%. Unlike kanina, di ba sabi natin, napakabilis mag-convert ng any attacker on the side of Galleries.
Well, what has to be better if you're the Highrisers here in set number 4?
Well, they just need to play to their strengths. And yun yung speed eh. Doon nila nadaan yung first 2 sets over Cignal. Talagang yung depensa nila at yung setting, maganda yung nagiging pace. At prepared din yung attackers for that kind of pace. Pero ito namang Cignal, ang ganda rin ng pinakita na bilis doon sa third set na yon. I mean, again, yung middle game nga nila talagang nagdala sa kanila throughout set number 3. Doon sila nakakuha ng advantage.
Anything for them to change here in set 4 if you're the HD Spikers?
If anything, maintain lang eh.
Okay.
Kasi yun nga eh, even Gandler and ito sila Doria, Aquino, they all worked well in that set number 3 and even yung defense nila.
Jimenez with 22 points now. That's definitely a conference high. Gets the Highrisers on the board first here in set 4. Doria Aquino, that is popped up by Jimenez. Baliton will pass. Jimenez wasn't ready, so it's two-handed toss. Gandler drills that one in for the first attack point for the HD Spikers.
Jel Cayuna, gising na gising dito sa fourth set. Look at her being successful at decoy with Aquino and setting up itong si Vanny Gandler going for that kill.
1-all, set 4. Despite that third set loss, the Highrisers are still in a position to make it to the quarterfinals with a win here, as Marzan knocks it in. Marzan with 4 already.
This is a closer start for both teams kasi nga yung nagiging trend or pattern nung first 3 sets. Kung sino yung mauunang umabante, nagiging malaki yung lamang, and then it's that way throughout the set.
Service outside for Fen Emnas, so the game is tied at 2 each. Coach Lerma Heron telling everybody, relax. Get your serves in because these are points they cannot afford to give away. Fen Emnas. Marzan with a push, but the rally continues. Here's Marzan with back-to-back points. Andrea Marzan now with 5.
And again, the fast-paced plays for either teams actually have been the key to winning those sets. Right now, Andrea Marzan just contributing with their attacks. Kanina, puro blocks yung kanyang mga nagiging contribution.
Vanny Gandler blocked by Andrea Marzan. Acuna. Jimenez. And here's Encarnacion. Ooh, what an adjustment there by Katindig to keep it alive. Fen Emnas. Mistimed by Marzan, so it's an easy over. Fen Emnas, longest rally of the set. Encarnacion. Katindig once again. And the same is no good. Pass was short as we send it courtside and check in with Alexis Tinsay.
Eric and Mela on the side of the Cignal HD Spikers. A different narrative here, as the Cignal HD Spikers are the ones on a chase and is doing everything they can in all effort to extend this 5-setter match. When Jel Cayuna scouted the Highrisers, their floor defense and coverage are on fleek, and that means she needs to set up plays that can outplay Eroa and company. For Judith Abel, it's being keen on every point because every point will lead to that good set. It's going to depend too on their composure to rise to the occasion. Laro daw to ng tiyaga as both teams are really eager and hungry to get to the quarterfinals. Now let's see this set 4, who can dominate once again.
Thanks, Alexis. Acuna scoring, making it a 1-point game. Gandler bounces it off the net on the serve. Jimenez, Katindig again. Lalong isip blocked. Cayuna with the underhand pass. Jimenez again. Cayuna sends it to Lalong isip. Eroa pops it up. Encarnacion. Lalong isip with a hit down the line. Ronquillo digs it up. What a rally. Fen Emnas. Marzan rejected. Marzan tries again. And a challenge. There seemed to have been a net touch, says the Highrisers on Acuna. Acuna smiling sheepishly, so...
We've seen long rallies in this match, but that has got to be the longest one. Katindig has been solid for Cignal this afternoon, as well as Eroa for Galeries. Ang ganda ng nagiging face-off nila dito.
Both teams very well conditioned coming into this matchup. I mean, the kind of rallies and the intensity, it's on a different level.
Well, we know what's at stake. I mean, for Cignal, syempre ayaw na nilang mapunta sa play-in. Lalo na they're entering the qualifying round with so much advantage in terms of stats and, you know, just overall advantage over the lower seeded team in Galeries Tower Highrisers. But syempre Galleries just taking every chance they have kung kayang madaliin.
All right, here we go.
Meron nga. It's that follow through. She had the right intention though to go for the attack right away. But this point will go to the Galeries Tower Highrisers. It is a successful challenge for Coach Lerma.
So 5-3 is the score. A slim 2-point cushion for a former Lady Chief, Andrea Marzan, and the Highrisers. Ben Emnas, they go to Encarnacion. Gandler pops it up. Abil. Judith Abil scores off the block.
Judith Abil has been steady on defense today. That has been her greatest contribution for Cignal. But it would be a welcomed contribution if she also chips in on those attacks. We know she's a very capable attacker.
Jackie Acuna serving 4-5. Encarnacion again, blocked by Doria Aquino. Blocked again, Doria Aquino, back-to-back blocks. Oh, but what an adjustment. Just slightly changing the angle. Encarnacion now in double digits with 10 points.
And look at Jewel Encarnacion, just looking so positive and not minding whether it's her second or third attempt. The goal is always score a point. And looking so fearless up against the mighty Doria Aquino.
Lalong Isip. And Aroa this time unable to pop it up. Lalong Isip with 12.
If you notice the points of Gandler and Lalong Isip, ang dami nilang nakukuhang puntos sa mga long shots na yan. And look at Aroa, able to pop that one up.
Great pass by Jewel. Rosel Baliton against Katindig, no less.
Palitan ng puntos dito. Baliton targeting Katindig that time around. Take a look at that again. Good job by Fen M. Nas to also involve their middles in terms of attacks.
4 points for Rosel Baliton.
Look at the face-off between the two liberos. Eroa 25 digs, Katindig with 20.
Back row for Gandler. Eroa make that 26 digs. Oh, this one is short for Ronquillo.
Just too much follow-through for Franz Ronquillo. Ganda ng save dun eh.
But despite the error, it's still a 1-point deficit against Lalong Isip and the HD Spikers. Only 23 years old. Ishi Lalong Isip. Ronquillo. Katindig, one-handed dig. Save is no good. Doria Aquino will give up a free point, and that takes us to our first technical timeout. Highrisers up by 2, set number 4.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
Back inside the Phil Sports Arena at the start of the qualifying round. In case that's still a little confusing to a lot of the viewers, because this is the first time we've implemented the format. We'll explain it to you further as the tournament goes along. Ricky Palu, the president of Sports Vision, with a white jacket on the right of your screens. the man behind all of this. What an excellent league it is, giving opportunities to so many volleyball talents across the country and satisfying a demand of the fans to give them great volleyball action. A service ace for the Highrisers coming off the technical timeout.
Malaki na dito ang lead ng Galeries as Rosel Baliton also chips in an ace.
Baliton with 5 already. That is her first ace of the match. Biggest lead, 3 points for the Highrisers. Doria Aquino, a little collision there between Emnas and Jimenez. There's a block on Ronquillo. Fen Emnas, terrific chase. And great save by Baliton. Black shirts on the attack. Save. A block by Fen Emnas, but the second jump, Doria Aquino puts it away.
Quick thinking by Doria Aquino. Dahil maganda yung pinapakita ng defense in that last sequence. Talking about the Highrisers. And look at her. She was even checked by the smaller Fen Emnas, pero the second touch made sure na doon niya dadalhin sa walang tao. Very scrappy defense. Talking about the Highrisers.
Ooh! Combination play that went sideways for the Highrisers. A timeout for Coach Lerma Heron. Her 3-point lead is down to 1. We'll listen in.
Ginagawa natin yun sa 3-man. Pag yung isa humabol, cover mo siya. Okay? Kilos tayo according sa nangyayari sa loob. Ngayon, kailangan natin ng clear communication. Anong play nyo doon? Mag-love. Nasa loob ka? Oh, try mo rin mag-cover. Sumama ka doon para at least Mami's Setman nandoon. Pero kailangan na
Two to nothing run against Fen Emnas and the Highrisers. Chance to tie on the serve by Rose Aquino, former National University player. Jimenez off speed from the back row. Easy pickup for Doria Aquino. And Gandler ties the game at 9.
Combination play for Jel Cayuna and Vanny Gandler. Actually, nasundan ng double block kaya lang there was a seam in between the blockers. And Vanny Gandler just taking advantage of that with that powerful attack.
What a dig for Doria Aquino. Lalong isip from the back row. Easy pickup for Jimenez. Ronquillo. Oh, that was touched midway towards the back row, and Lalong Isip already on the floor and could not adjust.
Look at Ronquillo finding ways to score a point. Nag-improve na talaga at gising na yung defense ng Cignal. They're also doing a better job reading where Fen Emnas would go. Nagiging matic double block sa mga attackers
Eroa pops it up. Ronquillo. 1-point lead for the Highrisers. Marzan sets it up for Jimenez. Off the block and outside. 2-point run for the Highrisers.
Marzan played setter the whole time that sequence. But luckily for her, Isa Jimenez will convert with this off the block hit. At that powering through.
23 points for Jimenez.
Again, this is her best volleyball so far. High production, minimal errors.
Gandler pushes Fen Emnas with a pickup. Eroa will set it to Ronquillo through the double block. Ronquillo with back-to-back points, 16 already.
Ganda ng nagiging diskarte. Even if it's the libero setting them up. Kasi pinapaganda talaga yung mga middle blockers ng Cignal setting left and right. And Coach Hack will call for a timeout now. They are down by 4.
Tapos yung drop natin, hindi pwede doon. Nakalinit yung depensa nila kung nakaganyan.
Okay, Coach.
Dapat nasa down. Okay? Okay, pasa muna ulit. Pasa muna ulit, ha? Okay, tatlo lang naman yan, tatlo. Pero tsagain natin, paghirapan natin every point, ha? Okay? Sige, go, go. Higipan lang niya, Jackie, ha?
Putulin na natin dito. Ay, putol na.
Smash. Nato na yung ano.
It's been a series of runs, one for each team, after trailing by 3 points. HD Spikers made a 3-point run and now a 3-point answer from 9-all. It's now a 3-point lead for the Highrisers, 12-9 against Lalong Isip and the HD Spikers. Will we see a 5th set? It all depends on the performance of the white shirts. Gandler with the tip. Fan Emnas again picks it up. Jimenez bounces it off the block. Ronquillo, cut shot. That indeed will chase it down. Easy over from Judy Tabi. Little combo play. France Ronquillo makes it a 4-point lead for the Highrisers.
No, ganda na naging counter dito ng Galleries. They've been getting a lot of drop shots from Vanny Gandler. Ganda na nagiging basa ni Fen Emnas. And this is what they're gonna get in return. A combination play well executed by Emnas and Ronquillo.
17 for France Ronquillo. And this is the biggest lead for the Highrisers. That's practically an easy over. Ronquillo again. Back-to-back points for France Ronquillo one more time. 18 points already.
Back-to-back points, back-to-back combination plays going right earlier, now going left. Look at her. Great court sense. Taking advantage that there was only one blocker. So she could go whether left or right. Mataas yung porsyento niya dyan. But taking the left side kasi wala yung libero dun eh.
This is now a 5-0 run by the Highrisers. Fen Emnas, Jimenez. Katindig sets it up for Gandler. Gandler turned away! 6 unanswered points scored by the Highrisers.
And look at the body language of the HD Spikers. So looking completely stunned after this successful run. This is a well-timed block by that Marzan Jimenez collaboration.
Great serve. Fen Emnas, the save, almost. They're gonna call a lift against France Ronquillo. So Cayuna will get a point there.
Finally, Jel Cayuna taking matters into her own hands. Nahihirapan mag-convert yung mga attackers. And she's gonna get one after that 1-2 play.
But it's still a 5-point game. You could call it a comfortable lead, especially with the way this 4th set has been going. Great pass by Encarnacion. Ronquillo, bang!
And again, yung speed ng mga sets, yung height ng mga sets na yon, yun yung naging advantage nila ng first 2 sets, and they will do it again to get to the second technical timeout over Cignal.
Bitin na kaya sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Galeries Tower Highrisers 1-10 after the preliminaries, but they still make it to the well, actually all teams make it to the qualifying round in a winner-take-all matchup. It is the number 10 seeds, the Highrisers, against the number 3 seeds. And then 1 versus 12 later with the Chameleons taking on the Cool Smashers. Right now, the number 10 seeds are playing a lot better, winning the first 2, losing the third, but right now they are up here in set number 4 by 6.
This is a clear testament of what the qualifying rounds is all about.
Gandler.
And right now we see Vanny Gandler finally converting that last attack. Kanina kinocomfort na siya ng mga teammates niya because she's really struggling to attack. But again, going back, no, yung ating qualifying rounds, ito yung pinaka reason as to why we have it. It's to also give chance to the lower seeded teams to, just bring out their A game without the pressure. And that's exactly what we're seeing from the Galeries Tower Highrisers. But Cignal will get the skill block over Jewel Encarnacion on that last sequence.
So they'll score 2 in a row, Vanny Gandler and the HD Spikers, but they're still down by 4. Gandler, all right, with 16 points. Jimenez with 24, make that 25 for Isa Jimenez.
Isa Jimenez scoring a whole set worth of points for the Galeries Tower Highrisers. Look at that. Big opening for Isa Jimenez. And living up to the theme of our qualifying round, upset or uphold. Well, Cignal still has a chance to uphold their advantage. But Jimenez and Baliton just have other plans. They want to go home and finish this early. They want to, again, take the easier route to advance to the quarterfinals. The winner of this match will advance to the quarterfinals, secure their slot there. And Cignal wants to make sure they still have a chance with this timeout.
Para makabalik ulit tayo sa aktahan natin, okay? Sige, go. Tsaga lang. Okay lang. Tsagayin lang natin yan. Ha? Tsaga. Laban lang tayo, ha? Basta, huwag mag-stop. Kailangan mag-improve pa na mag-improve. Improve tayo.
That is the last timeout for Coach Shaq de los Santos. He is going all in, so to speak, right now. And it's going to be a tough task ahead of them with Isa Jimenez just playing her best volleyball so far in this conference today. Carly Hernandez is in for serving purposes, and she gets a good one in. Lalong Isip is blocked, but they kept it alive. Rally continues. Jimenez again, this one into the net. A rare error for Jimenez, just her second of the game.
Jackie Acuna on deck to serve. This is a 5-point lead by the Galeries Tower Highrisers.
Acuna taking her time, and that will be a violation. Too much time. There's a serve clock on both ends, and they should be able to see it. It's a big square with a number that counts down, but Acuna was unaware, and that's a violation.
These errors are really very frustrating on the side of Cignal. Good save.
And Lalong Isip with a nice hit. There's a net touch as well against the Highrisers.
That was a good save for the set. Talking about Jelga Yuna. Managed to salvage that overpass. But it is the net violation of Mnas who's going to give it to Cignal.
But they're going to challenge it. Was a tough All-Filipino conference for the Highrisers, only picking up 1 win. But despite that, they have come here to play in the qualifying round. They're basically coming off a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game losing streak. Their only win coming 7 games ago against the Solar Spikers. And there is a net touch unsuccessful challenge for Coach Lerma Heron. Starting setter Juju Coronel now on the bench in favor of Fen Emnas, who's been playing very well. Encarnacion is rejected.
Encarnacion. And back by Cayuna.
This is a 3-1 run for the HD Spikers, but it's still a 4-point game. Nice serve from Abil. Fen Emnas, a runner coming from Baliton. Lalong isip. Eroa picking it up. Encarnacion blocked again. Battle at the net. Emnas lost. Jimenez back row. Lalong isip saving it. Chance ball for the white shirts. Encarnacion. Yes!
Off the block.
Emnas trusting Encarnacion. She's been blocked a couple of times. They tried to go to the hot hands and Jimenez still couldn't convert, and the trust of Fen Emnas paying off after Encarnacion gets this point off the block.
11 points for the former Fighting Maroon. Meantime, France Ronquillo already with 19. Overpass. Another overpass. Baliton puts it away.
Off the hand of
Fen Emnas just coming and rising to the occasion. Dahil ang ganda rin ng mga distribution niya dito. It's actually a fair mix between her and Coronel, who's had an amazing job earlier today starting the match for Coach Lerma. But right now, the players also connecting well with Fen.
2-point run for the Highrisers. Ronquillo. Cayuna to Lalong Isip. Eroa playing spectacular defense in the back row. Ronquillo.
Ooh.
It's 3 straight points scored now by the Highrisers. They are up by 6.
Don Katindig was actually there, but not enough balance to maintain that within the reach of Jel Cayuna.
3 points.
Points for Ronquillo. 25 for Jimenez.
3 points to win for the Highrisers. Encarnacion with a beautiful serve, short pass. Lalong Isip will get the side out.
Lalong Isip using the hands of the blockers. By this time, they really need to get creative in their attacks and having that goal to convert right away. Kasi ang ganda ng nagiging counter dito ng Galleries. Every time they pop up the ball, they manage to convert into attacks.
Biggest lead was 7 for the Highrisers. Great pass. France Ronquillo, that's blocked. Jimenez too low from the back row. Baliton asking for it. Abil doesn't like it, sends it over. A two-handed toss. Baliton again! Rosel Baliton now with 8 points.
And 2 players, the 2 blockers. Kakagat dito kay Fen Emnas, leaving Baliton with no blockers. Let's take a look at that again. It's a big opening. An opportunity for Rosel Baliton. It's a double substitution for them.
Ramo Doromal checking back in to serve for the Highrisers, who are now 2 points away from a major upset in the first game of the qualifying round. Short pass again. Gandler, it's on the line.
Gandler,
again for Lalong Isip and Gandler, it's those long shots that have been working well for them. Jewel Encarnacion unable to guard the sideline.
Gandler with 17.
Cignal still within reach. We've seen a lot of crazy things happen here in the PVL, but Galleries just need to focus on 2 points.
Doria Aquino with the serve. Great pass from Ronquillo. A little combo play. That shot softened by the block. Abil will set it to Gandler again. Easy pickup. Fen Emnas to Jimenez. Gandler. Eroa. Ronquillo, here's a chance ball for the black shirts. And an on-to play. Cayuna will score her 8th point.
Cayuna, ang dami niya na ring mga 1-2 plays kanina. I
think the blockers or even the floor defenders of Galleries, they're not able to mark whenever Jel Cayuna is a front row player.
The net touch challenge.
You know, whether or not this challenge is successful or unsuccessful, I think it's just a matter of trying to cut the momentum that Cignal is trying to build here. That's also the kind of respect that they have over Cignal. Talagang alam mo, pag naging confident to, kayang-kaya pang humabol eh. So, Coach Lerma and Co just making sure the momentum stays on their side.
Highrisers sticking to the game plan, and it's paying off. After losing by 6 points in set number 3, they have bounced back and are up by 6. 23-17. Biggest lead again was 7 here in set number 4. And you were thinking probably the HD Spikers will take that momentum of the set 3 win to set 4, but that has not happened. Here's a look at the challenge.
It was the ball which touched the net. So that was a clear point for Jel Cayuna. They are going to stay alive in this set number 4.
So one more challenge remaining for the Highrisers.
And don't look now, this is the rotation where they have Jackie Acuna in front. Let's see if they become as productive as they have earlier.
5-point game. Make it a 4-point game.
On cue, Acuna, the top scorer of the team right now, is working her magic.
13 for Acuna.
Sorry, Gandler is the top scorer right now with 17.
Good pass. And that hit is on the line for Andrea Marzan, and it is going to be 5 match points for the Highrisers.
That ball landed right on the line, and it's a complete team effort for the Galeries Tower Highrisers, and Juju Coronel signaling 1 more point.
Full front line for Fen Emnas. Jimenez will play setter. Ronquillo for the win. Got it! She got it!
The set and the match.
Look at that! That's Ronquillo on her 20th point to secure this match for the Highrisers, to the delight of Coach Lerma and the rest of the coaching staff. As we see the display of sportsmanship here, but this team that we're seeing on your screens right now, they worked hard for this win. And you can see that in the stats. Ronquillo fires for this cross-court hit. Even Katindig was unable to keep that ball alive. Definitely, the Galeries Tower Highrisers just woke up at the right side of the bed today.
That's a confirmation. A 4-set win in the qualifying round. The Highrisers are through to the quarterfinals.
Their highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
After losing the 3rd set, Highrisers bounce back and deliver a 6-point win in set number 4, and they wrap up this qualifying round matchup with a W. And our best player of the game, Isa Jimenez, right now with Alexis Tinsay.
Eric and Mela uphold or upset. The Galeries Tower Highrisers have chosen a major upset for the first time in PVL history. The Galeries Tower Highrisers have now entered the PVL 2025 quarterfinals. Here with me, player of the game who stunned us all here in the Phil Sports Arena, and also on your screens, no other than Isa Jimenez with 23 points, 22 attacks, and 1 block. Congratulations, Isa. Nakausap kita sa dugout kanina. Sinabi mo sa akin na ginusto niyong pakita kung sino kayo at ano yung kaya niyong gawin. So, how do you feel to have the upset you worked so hard for?
Wala akong masabi. Sobrang saya! Syempre, syempre, di naman din, like, ako lang to, syempre, so, kung mayroon mga mag-player of the game, pwede kaming lahat na lang. Pwede ba yun? Kasi, ate, yun lang ako masabi.
At sinabi mo din, Isa, sobrang dami niyo pang gustong maibigay, may alay sa gallery. So, how does it feel to have entered for the first time in history the quarterfinals? Anong pakiramdam?
Sobrang saya. I mean, worth it lahat ng pagod. Sobrang dami namin, kung alam nyo lang, sobrang dami namin pinagdaanan. Pero sabi nga nila, everything happens for a reason. Yun lang.
And also, ano ang feeling? Officially, rank number 3 kayo ngayon sa PVL 2025!
Ang saya! Wala. Saya. Rank number 3. I mean, edi, ano pa to? Mag-work hard pa kami. Hindi kami mag-stop lang dito.
And syempre, Isa, gusto mo bang makausap? Nandito yung mommy mo, di ba? So everyone who supported you, all the fans of Galeries Tower Highrisers, sino yung mga gusto mong batiin?
Nabati ko yung family ko sa Korea. Ate, alam mo na, hindi ko nakakalimutan. Hindi ko nakakalimutan yung sinabi mo sa akin. Yung reward ko, may PD na ako. And sa parents ko na nandito, hindi ko mahanap kung nasa sila. Thank you sa pag-support. And sa teammates ko, sa coaches, sa management namin, thank you po sa walang sawang suporta. Hanggang ngayon, thank you po.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Isa Jimenez again, and the rest of the Galeries Tower Highrisers. Don't go away. Up next, the Creamline Pool Smashers going against the Next Led Chameleons. Back to you, Eric and Mela.
All right, thanks very much, Alexis Tinsay. Very ecstatic, Isa Jimenez, and rightfully so. I mean, they will finish or have their best finish in the PVL after this big win today.
And yun nga, naumpisa na tayo ng upset. The Galeries Tower Highrisers advancing to the quarterfinals, while the Cignal HD Spikers will have to work hard as they participate in the play-in tournament. And up next, of course, we're gonna see another epic match. Nakita na rin natin ng Next Led Chameleons challenging the likes of the Chocomucho Flying Titans, and now we'll see if it is another upset or will the Creamline Pool Smashers uphold a better standing.
Thanks to our director, Marvin Chavez, for Alexis Tinsay, Mela Tunay. I'm Eric Tipan. Yep, that's a big question. Will there be another upset coming up? 3 players in double digits for the Highrisers, led by Jimenez with 23, 24 Ronquillo, and 11 for Jewel Encarnacion. Hang on for the Cool Smashers and the Chameleons next game of the qualifying round right here on your Cignal TV channels.